So, okay, today we're going to do a little bit more, we're going to work with the weapons, and it's going to be slightly cosmetic, but I still feel it's going to be important. So, with the last video, we basically saw how we can create our weapons at runtime. We still don't have, we just create everything, so it's going to be equipped items. But we still need a little bit more work to all of this. And for example, yeah, this looks correct, but if we change this guy and say wear a pistol or use a pistol, not wear, okay, of course you can see it's not really that nice. So we're going to fix all that. Let's open up the inventory, let's open up the weapon, and we basically need a little bit more settings. For the weapons then, let's create an enum and let's call it weapon, or let's call it animation. Okay, weapon, animation, or actually weapon type first of all. So we have rifles, pistols and melee. We can separate melee even further, but for now let's keep this like this. So weapon type, and it's going to be of this type. In most cases we're actually going to have let's give it a little bit more control. So for example, use offhand AK. Okay, let's abbreviate that into OHIK, and because we're going to have, if we have an offhand AK, then we're most likely going to have a position for the offhand AK. Let's call this position, and we will also need an offhand AK rotation. The problem with the only problem with all of this is that each weapon is going to have its own, we will have to find its own position for each of these weapons. Okay, so let's have all of that. However, we do need to go and create a few more scripts that are going to work with our character. We're going to create a new script that will be on the animator, on the same object as the animator, that will basically take care of everything that has to do with the AK. So let's go into units, and I'm going to name this animator hook. We don't need neither start or update. We're going to need though the animator, and we're going to be getting our animator when we initialize this, which will be from the unit controller, and we're going to be storing it over here. Okay, then void on animator OK. We're going to be running some logic on. What we need though, we're going to need two things. We're going to need first and foremost a name pivot, a right hand, in case we want to, if you have good animations for aiming and stuff like that, you're not going to need any of this, but because I know I don't, and I'm not really planning to get good animations. Okay, they are out of my budget, so I'm going to work with the best way I can, which is being resourceful. So, right hand, new game object. So let's rename this dot name equals aim pivot. This is going to be parented under the, let's actually save the unit controller itself over here, yeah, let's call it unit, and instead of passing the animator, let's pass the unit controller, because from the unit controller we can get the animator. Well, we're going to be able to get it when we make it public. And pivot transform dot parent, it's already a transform dot parent will be unit dot transform. Then right hand dot name right hand, left hand dot name left hand. Now the only dynamic thing in here is that the left hand will go underneath any weapon we have that actually uses the AK. The right hand will go underneath the aim pivot. So right hand dot parent equals aim pivot. Okay, we can place this. Well, actually, we don't need to place them yet. So let's say we're equipping an item, equip weapon. We're going to need to know the game object for the weapon, because actually, you know what? Let's just pass the runtime weapon, and from there we're going to get the model. So left hand dot parent will be w dot let's see, what else do we have? Oh, for the runtime weapon we stored it as a, okay, let's pass the runtime item then, because it has a runtime game object. It's basically what we need. Okay, w dot runtime game object dot transform, then left hand dot local position will be w item dot, remember I know it's a weapon, okay, so I don't need to do checks over here, and we're going to say offhand AK position. Left hand dot local rotation will be w, actually will be quaternio dot Euler, or better yet local Euler angles w dot item dot weapon dot oh AK rotation. However, it might be that the actual weapon item dot weapon dot OHIK is false. Okay, so we don't want to do any of that, but we will need to close the wait for the left hand. Actually, we're just going to take the left hand to transform dot parent and just parent it under the aim pivot. Then over here we're going to need OH wait, main hand wait, and we can also add body weight and stuff like that, or head weight, but we're going to skip this for now. We're going to keep this simple. Okay, then on animator AK will run anytime there is AK to run on the animator. Okay, so if the animator is out of view, it's going to be skipped. So let's do void handle weights, and basically we're going to be saying if unit, I don't think we have aim, so we're going to fix that later, and we're going to be saying main hand weight equals, let's leave it, actually no, let's go and create it on the unit controller. Okay, let's pin this as well and pin this over here, and with our states which we have over here, we can also say public bool aim, or is aiming, better yet. Okay, we're going to work with the states on a later video, a little bit more. I'm going to develop them. So let's say if unit.aim, main hand weight, set it at 1. We're going to bother with you know, smoothly lerping between this when we need it. Right now we don't necessarily need it. Oops. This will be 1, and this will be OH weight equals 0. Handle weights then, drop it down here, and we're going to be needing, let's say, set position, human body bones, not human body bones, avatar, goal, float weight, vector 3, position, and this will do anim dot set position, goal, position, and of course anim set position weight, goal, and weight. And I actually want to do this the opposite way. And also set rotation, avatar, goal, float, W. Let's just say, I think just rotation. And over here we're going to be doing anim set rotation weight, goal, weight, and anim set rotation, goal, and rotation. So on animator then set position, goal will be avatar goal, right hand, main hand weight, and the position will be, actually let's rename the right hand to main hand and rename this to off hand, because we can make, you know, an ambidextrous thing. Main hand dot position, set rotation, avatar goal, right hand, m hand weight, main hand dot rotation, and then set position, avatar goal, left hand, OH weight, main hand dot position, and of course set position, avatar goal, this is rotation. 1, avatar goal, left hand, OH weight, off hand dot rotation, and this will also be off hand. Now we need one more thing except for this, which is a way to handle our solder. So we're going to need to go and save as well our let's call this pivot solder. Pivot solder, we're going to be getting it from the animator get bone transform. We're going to start with the right solder. Okay, we need to do one more step for this to work because of the way, because I have optimized the mesh. We'll see this in a bit. And over here I'm going to say handle solder, and basically I'm going to be taking the aim pivot dot position, and I'm going to be placing it on the same position as my pivot solder dot position. For now I want the aim pivot to have the same rotation as my transform, so you know you are aiming forward. Okay, I'm not necessarily worried about this at this point. We're going to make, because this is you know, this is not like a third person, shooter where you can aim, you can look from one side and aim towards the other, even for a little bit. We're just going to do this for now, aiming forward. So over here, let's do handle shoulder. So this places the aim pivot on the shoulder, and this updates the AK to the correct positions. Okay. Before we close that, let's go on the unit controller and let's create a few. We just need the animator hook over here, a hook, and I'm going to be adding it on here. So I want to actually initialize this first. So we have a hook equals anim.gameObject.add component animator hook. Okay, and this will also return it so we can store it. Then a hook.init this. Okay, so even if we are changing models, we're still going to be adding it on runtime, so we won't have to worry about setting up references. Okay, all of this is okay. Then, when we are initting an item, when we are creating a weapon, this, let's rename this into equipped item. Actually no, create weapon should work. And runtime items. Yeah, so basically these are going to be our equipped items as well. Anyway, let's leave it for here, and I'm going to be saying we are already in the unit, a hook dot equipped weapon, and the runtime item right now it should be runtime dot items are. Okay, close that. And what I want to also do is, let's go into our unit, to this guy. I'm going to find the avatar. First I need to unlock this. On this model, I'm going to have to go over here and enable and basically add on the spine 2, right clavicle, which is the shoulder, and also I want to add, let's see, the left clavicle, just in case we're going to need this in the future, not really any other case. Okay, so we also have the shoulders, hit apply, hopefully nothing broke, and let's go and set up now our weapons, or modify them. We have already set them up. Now, for the M9, we're not going to use, I'm going to switch the type to pistols, and I'm not going to use any offhand AK. For the other two, I do want to use any of this, so I guess we can just rename this into 200, 100, melee 100, and stuff like that. Okay, then we have these two. Okay, and we need to set this up. So for now, for these two, I'm just going to set them up as Z1. Remember, this is going to be on local position, and the rotation can stay there, and we're going to fix it. So we have the M9. Let's change it to MP5 short. And what we forgot is we also need a position to store the main hand yeah, to basically store the main hand position, because that needs to be thought of as well. And because I'm using the same character, okay, I'm going to just go and save this, save it on my scriptables, on the character scriptables over here, because why not? Okay, so you can make it into a class. Actually, let's make it into its own class. Character, okay, and all we need is a vector3. Actually, we need two things: main hand, okay, position, public vector3 main hand, okay. The Oilers, I'm just going to write rotation. It's just that the Oilers are easier to save than the quaternions, of course. Okay, so I'm just going to drop this character, okay, and we will now be able to save this over here when it compiles, of course. So let's hit play. Right off the bat, what we forgot, we need to go on to our unit animator, and basically on all these layers, we're going to go over the layers in a bit. We need to just tick OK pass. Okay. We have an error. Let's see what the error is. And the error is we never assigned the pivot shoulder, probably. Let's see. Back.log pivot shoulder equals null. And I think it has to do it has to do with this, because it's optimized. We need to actually re-import a new character. So let's do that then. It's not really going to be that hard to do. Characters, okay, I'm dropping the base mail. You probably won't have to do this since we're not using the same characters. I do have a few more things I need to take care of. First, let's see. Yeah, this is the new base mail. Unless we have a revert, let's click the revert. Yeah, that won't work, so ignore that. Let's drag and drop the new one. And I want to take the stuff, for example the head, everything I have on the head. Let's take it and parent it underneath the other guy. Right hand, the handgun, we don't need it. We now have a setup for that. Okay, so I think for the most part, yeah, this is it. So I'm deleting this guy. He needs a few materials, of course. But now, as you can see, we also have the left and right clavicle. However, because we do have all of this, main slots and stuff like that, I need to reassign all of that. So let's do this super fast. I do have also a few more things. For example, I don't want this. And this, I have some extra renderers. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this will be fine. We need to also assign a unit. And then over here we have torso, which will be shirt, legs, pants, forearms, and then vest should be the vest. Let's add a bit more. and we have the head for the head. Okay, my slots, let's see what this is. Forgot. Okay, let's set this to 0. We'll see if it's going to give us an error. I'm going to have to add some materials super fast. I'm keeping basically the skin materials, as you can see. I'm keeping them, the forearms, everything that is skin differently, so you can also have different skin shades, of course. That is nice to have. I'm planning to do a character customizer, at least at some level. Okay, let's add some stuff. We don't really care about the colors. This actually need to have a bit, yeah, some of these will actually have textures on them, so I'm not necessarily worried about this right now. Okay, clear that. Let's hit apply on this, and let's add some items. Let's say 2. I'm going to say MB5 short. That's not short, but it's short. Let's add the jeans. Okay, just for fun. Let's hit play just to make sure we don't forget anything, and we did. Let's see. Oh yeah, so let's see. Pivot shoulder is null, and we basically forgot to assign this unit, so this will be U now, and this will be U, and unit is going to be U. Okay, delete that, and let's try it now. So as you can see, we do have a left hand position, but however the position is just way off. Okay, it's over here. Let's set this to 111, it don't matter. Set this to 0, and basically what I need to do is go and find the correct position for this. I guess something like this, although I do want to do modifications. I don't know if we're going to cover it in this series, which still, yeah, because we have a lot of things, and such small cosmetics don't really add a lot of stuff, and Unity Connect likes to be annoying, I guess. Okay, let's say I like this position, so let's lock this. Add tab, add the inspector, and on my scriptable now, on my weapon itself, on the MP5, I'm basically going to do this. Okay, awesome. So the next time I'm going to be loading this weapon, we're actually going to have this IK position. But since we are also here, let's go into the states and say we want to aim. This works correct, but the aim pivot, you will see that the right hand is at 0, 0, 0. Okay, but with this way you can also do, you know, cool stuff like this, like shooting from the side, shooting the opposite way, or this way, you know, if you are pretty good. Now, in most cases, the right hand position will be the same for, well, at least for same weapon types. Okay, maybe this weapon is a little bit too big. So something like this should work in most cases. We do going to have to fix the left hand, of course. Okay, so let's say this is nice. So lock this, and I'm going to go into my scriptable and author the character. Okay, I'm going to save this. This is a 0. and boom, there's that as well. Let's also fix the left hand right now. Since we are here, we can see that it's not really that nice. If you want to go into greater lengths, of course you can save different positions for when it's equipped or when it's unequipped. Okay, that's entirely up to you what you want to do with this. Just keep in mind that you're going to be looking at it from very far away. Okay, let's save this, update our weapon then. So now we have all of these positions saved. Close that. You can see that we still have the references to on our scriptable object, so save this as well. And we now need to go and load our main hand position, which we're going to be doing. Okay, this is going to be a little bit stretched approach, but yeah, it's going to be also the simpler. C dot not C, main hand, local position. Just make sure you do this after you parent it under the aim pivot, otherwise it's going to be on wall positions and we don't want that. Local position will be C dot character AK dot main hand AK position, and main hand dot local rotation will be C character K local Oilers, actually local Euler angles, C dot character K main hand AK rotation. Now this will work for the right hand, so we can also save left hand and stuff like that. Okay, we're not going to see this right now though. Just keep in mind that this is super extendable. So we have the runtime character. We initialize this. Let's see where we do initialize this. From the game manager, and the game manager it has the resources manager, which from the resources manager we can get the character scriptable. So instead of passing the entire character scriptable, let's just pass the character AK class. See, delete that, delete that, and in here character K and from the game manager then init resources characters character AK. Hit play. And you can see that I now have loaded the correct position. So it's just okay, it's a little bit cosmetic, but you know, that's what we live for. And when you aim, you actually aim properly. Well, maybe he needs a little bit more rotation, but at least it's going to be looking fine. Okay, he's not going to be aiming while moving, at least until we get some better animations for that. But you will see that even if he's crouching, we're still going to be keeping the animations. Well, they don't look exactly that bad, but at least it's something we can work with. Okay, yeah, this needs a little bit more love. We'll see what we do. For now, this will work. The next thing I want to do is, let's say I want to to have the M9. As you can see, the animation for this is not really nice, and even with the IK, we're not going to be, it's not really going to be that, or looking that great. So what I want to do, is I have a different setup for the animator from what you see before. This is still the locomotion base, the layer. Okay, so we have crouch and locomotion, and later we have prone as well. And I keep another one, which is the right arm, which has anything that has to do with the right arm, and I just have a new animation with a pistol idle. So it's basically just let's close this one, we don't need it anymore. It's basically just holding the pistol over there. Okay, nothing really major. And for both arms it goes with what we have before, so it basically keeps he utilizes both of his hands for all of this. I don't want this, and I also don't want this. Let's keep these two. This is an empty state, empty, and actually I'm going to rename this empty. Both empty right hand. And the mask for this one now, is only this. Let's see what we have for transforms. Yeah, okay, we can kind of make it a little bit more, we could include a few more things anyway. Okay, so we have the mask for this, and for both arms the upper body is basically shocking, I know, but it's for both arms. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is when we are actually, let's rename this rifle idle, and I'm going to rename this rifle aim. I'm renaming the states, not the animations. The animations can have any name they want, we don't really care. Okay, all of this. So let's go on to our script then. And say into the inventory, we initialize, we create the body slots, but basically when we are now equipping a weapon, which should have been somewhere over here, but I lost it. Get body slot, come on. Yeah, it's on the unit controller, that's why I've lost it. Okay, and over here we need items, which basically is equip items. Create weapon. Then over here we can play with our animation. So for so let's say, let's do a switch I dot weapon dot type. Okay, let's write it with the automatic stuff. Switch I dot weapon dot type. So if this is the rifle, the only problem right now is if you don't want to mess with more parameters, I'm going to say if it's rifle empty right hand and anim dot play rifle idle. Do we have, actually let's see if we have spaces. We do have spaces, let's remove them just to be a little bit more consistent. Rifle idle, rifle aim, okay, Okay, so let's bring this down here, and with this pistols we're going to do the same, but we're going to write empty both, and this will be pistol idle. And then for melee, we don't have a melee weapon yet, so let's just take this and do the same. So we're just going to use the right hand. Okay, minimize that. Clear. And this has the M9 now. Let's hit play. And you can see that, just like that, we are playing an entire different animation. And when we hit aim, yeah, I guess the pistol needs a little bit more, the AK needs a little bit more love. So let's go on to the character. Let's see. Character scriptable. Have the character AK. We can make this as poses. Okay, let's make this slightly more complex. Public. Okay, container. Public character. Okay, a rifle. Okay, character. Okay, pistol. Okay. Public. Here's another thing we can do. Character. Okay. Hips. Okay. Okay, I'm not deleting this just yet because I want to copy the values we already have. So let's go and add public. Okay, container. Okay, container. And let's go and say, instead of passing the character AK now onto our unit controller, let's see, equip weapon, you're passing this. Okay, let's go on to the animator hook and say AK container. Okay, container. This is our just actually, you know what, we could just make this into the wrong. Anyway, let's keep it there anyway. I don't really care that much. AK container, and say AK container. Instead of that, pass AK container will be AK. And over here we're going to be changing this depending on the equipped weapon we have. But since we're doing this, we can just say, you know, at least we can have a default value. Rifle again. But coming down here, we could say switch. Actually no, this is for the offhand, so we need to do this above. Okay, say switch W weapon item dot weapon dot type, and over here say, oops, come on, W dot whip no, main hand dot transfer dot local position will be W not W, AK container dot main rifle AK position main hand transform. It is a transform. Local Euler angles AK container rifle AK rotation. Then main hand, local position, AK container, pistol AK, main hand, local oil angles, AK container, and melee. Let's ignore melee, since you're never going to be using the AK for melee. Okay, and let's go and add one more weapon type. Rifle, pistols, and say shotguns. We want hips and hips. Okay, minimize that and let's go into, let's see where the error is. Yeah, we need to be passing the character AK over here. No, this is correct. Oh yeah, we need to be passing the AK container, not the character AK, which in turn we're going to be getting from the game manager. We're going to be getting the AK container. Save that. We shouldn't have any errors. Clear it. Let's go and set up our scriptables then. Okay, open this up. For the rifle, I'm just going to copy paste. These values, I don't think they will have any meaning to you. You'll need to find your own that you're going to be using for your own models. Okay, I'm just copying the same ones right now. Not really. There's not really any reason behind it. Just to have a base. Okay, save that, and we don't need this anymore. So let's go delete that character. Okay, delete that. Save. And finally, clear this, and let's go and say we have the M9, hit play, aim, find the aim pivot, place it somewhere that makes more sense for the pistol. Of course, you can have different aim animations for the pistols as well. Nothing stopping you. We can actually bring in the elbow as well, but I don't want to do this right now. Okay, lock this. Copy that, copy that, and I think it's only this different. Okay, close that, save. And you're aiming, okay, and you're aiming the correct way now. Now, let's do the hips. Hips don't lie. Of course, the shotgun itself needs to, we need to have the AK correct as well. I guess it should have been better if we did this after we made the aiming, but anyway. You could escape for the shotgun, yeah, because it's pretty close. You could just skip the entire thing, but anyway, shouldn't matter. Okay. This is actually a super powerful technique that I've used through a lot of different types of tutorials. So, okay, we have the shotgun. Of course, the shotgun doesn't really look that nice when you are aiming it like that, especially shotgun of this caliber. So we can do hip fire. The nice thing is that because the aim pivot rotates from here, we have set up the rotation pretty close, so we can do that now. We can do it like this, which is super nice. So with only 2 animations, we're basically having 3 different types of idle animations. Okay, let's save this then. Let's save the hips. And rotation, I guess it's the same. Okay, let's start, and I want to save also the location for this. Left hand and rotation, of course. Okay, save and say go in here. We won't need this anymore. Unlock it first though. Save that. Hit aim, and as you can see, oh yeah, we're aiming like that because we forgot to change this to shotguns. Awesome. Okay, so you can have different styles of aiming, just like that. Just keep in mind, when you're aiming, you need to have a different animation for this to look correct. And obviously things are going to get a little bit more complex. Actually no, the shotgun, yeah, the shotgun kinda works. It needs slightly more touches, but at least it works. Awesome. One last thing is when we aim, let's go into the weapon itself and say public bool aim override anim, and then add the string aim anim. So on the animator hook, let's save the actual animator, not the actual animator, the item, and say we're going to save the current weapon. When you're equipping, then equip weapon, item, runtime. No, let's save the runtime item, yeah, because we might have modifications later. Where is it? Runtime item. Current weapon will be W. Okay, so you're aiming. We're going to need one more thing, which is bool is aiming. If not aiming, is aiming. Is aiming will be true, and we want to say anim dot, or not, if current weapon first, if we actually have assigned one, and if current weapon dot item dot weapon dot use aim override animation, then current weapon dot item anim dot play current weapon dot item dot weapon dot aim animation. Okay, on the else of that, if is aiming will be false, and you probably need to set it back to the idle, so let's say rifle idle or whatever. We need to kinda work this a little bit better, but yeah, this will work for now at least. So let's say I want for the rifle or the M9 as well, you can say aim override animation and say rifle aim. Let's make sure this is the name we want to use, rifle aim. So let's assign the rifle though. I hit play. Where is this guy? And hit aim, and you're now actually playing a different animation for this guy. You're playing the rifle aim, which is almost identical to the other one. He kinda gives him a little bit of arch in the back, I think, and the right hand is probably more pronounced. Okay, but it works. Let's see if it's going to work for the M9. Aim override animation. Actually, instead of doing it for the M9, I'm going to take this, drop it on the layer below, and I'm just going to name this pistol aim. It's still going to be using the same animation, but the left hand will be left to be playing the below layer. Pistol aim. And yeah, we need to have the pistol as well. Hit aim. Yeah, I guess it only works with, it kinda gives a little bit better position on the pistol, but it works. Okay, you can make it mirror his position, but anyway, yeah, for as far as cosmetics go, this will work. This works nice. I don't know if we, let's see what happens if we crouch now. Yeah, we probably need to make a few more arcade positions for crouching, which is no big deal. We're going to do it. Okay, so I think that's it for cosmetics. It's still a lot, and to be honest, if you have good animations, you don't need any of this, but it's nice to see how we can modify our weapons this way, so everything can have its own unique setup. Okay, awesome. So let's end this here. We did quite a few things, a lot of things. So as always, you know what to do. Stick them up. Your support or your life. I'm joking, of course. But don't forget to like, subscribe, or this guy will visit you at night. Okay, and of course, if you like for this guy to visit me at night, then consider supporting me either on Patreon or via Gumroad. And of course, via Patreon, you also get access to the site where you will find all videos, watch them earlier than they go live, and also have additional rewards depending on your pledge. I'll see you next time.